Hello, my name is StephanieLunn and I'm going to be presenting Userstory 29, the events page. The team is Startup FIU Entrepreneurs, the product owner is Robert Hacker, the project mentor is Dr. Masood Sajadi, and again, my name is StephanieLunn. As you can see in JIRA, during this sprint, ENTP 29, the events page, was broken up into 3 subtasks. ENTP 58, Get Current Events, involved speaking to the product owner about finding the current events that I needed to display on the events page. Then there was ENTP 59, Create Basic Listing Page, which just created the first look at the events and showed upcoming events. And then ENTP 60 involved creating detailed event descriptions with more information for users. The description for this user story is, as a student coding Startup FIU, I want to check with the product owner to see if any additional events are coming up so that I can revise the website appropriately. ENTP 59 involved creating the basic listing page. The description is, as an entrepreneur, I want to access a listing of upcoming events so that I can find them all in one place. To show this user story in action, I'll now log in. And as you can see, on the Entrepreneur dashboard, there's a section for Startup FIU events. Selecting this loads the upcoming events, which includes the name of the event, the date, the time frame, an image of the event, as well as the options to select more details. In order to implement Create Basic Listing Page, or ENTP 59 as the user story is numbered, I present here the information about what the user story entails, the acceptance criteria for the user story, and then I provide a use case which has a description, participating actor, which is of course a Startup FIU entrepreneur, the entry condition, and then the events flow between the entrepreneur and the system as the user story unfolds. Next, I've created a use case diagram for the functionality that's implemented in this user story. I show a sequence diagram for how this works and how you can actually load the events page starting from the ENTP dashboard and then successively calling the controller, service, and data store to eventually return the proper events page. The class diagram shows the code that I created for the view, controller, and model, as well as the functions that were required. Then I go through my test cases for unit testing and then integration testing, showing sunny day and rainy day test for both. Finally, I present the visual user's guide, which shows the overall page view for the upcoming events, as well as some examples of the event listings enlarged. ENTP 60 is Create Detailed Event Descriptions. The description for this user story is, as an entrepreneur, I want to access detailed information about events once I click more details on an event card so that I can obtain information about the event's location, a description, as well as access a link to register for the event. In order to access the detailed event listing, you have to go to the upcoming events page on the VIP framework and select more details. Clicking this button pops up additional descriptions of the events, as well as a link to register for the event and the location of the event. For ENTP 60, Create Detailed Event Descriptions, documentation was also created. Again, the user story implements Create Detailed Event Descriptions, which describes the user story, and then the acceptance criteria is shown here. Next, I go through the use case itself, including a description, the participating actors, the entry condition, and the events flow for the different actions the entrepreneur can perform and that the system performs in response. The use case diagram is presented here with the entrepreneur as the actor and the options that they can perform. Then the sequence diagram shows this systematically, including how you can first access events and then the specific ENTP Events View options. Next is the class diagram, the view, controller, and model that was used. Then I go through the test cases, the sunny and rainy day unit test, and integration tests. Finally, the visual user guide allows users to see more information about this particular user story and its implementation, as well as an enlarged view of the event listing. In order to implement the user stories that I described, I had to create the following code. First, I made an ENTP events file, which includes the HTML, the controller, the service, and the module. The HTML code that I show here is fairly straightforward. The controller includes all of the different functions which had to be created, including the different state options and the way that the date was formatted. The service includes my events list, which includes the event name, event host, a brief description, the date, the time, the location, a link to image for the event, as well as a link to the event itself. Finally, this is the module. Thank you very much for watching. Again, the team is Startup FIU Entrepreneurs, and the product owner is Robert Hacker. For any questions regarding this video, please email StephanieLunn at slunn002@fiu.edu. If you have any questions regarding the project, please email Dr. Masood Sajati at sajati@cs.fiu.edu.